It is a bit ironic that our best storyteller is gone and we are now tasked with telling his story. These past 2 days, we have heard many stories and memories of our beloved father, Tenny, or as we fondly call him, Papa. From being a beauty consultant to his love of food and music, to his journalism escapades from the Philippines to the US and Canada. We saw how much he was loved by all and how he had touched so many lives with his vibrant, spunky, and positive personality. This tribute was journalism at its best. It truly showed the epitome of what his life was about from different perspectives. This is how he would have wanted to celebrate his life, filled with infectious humor and laughter. To have a journalist in the family is a privilege. Nowhere else will you hear stories in the most engaging, insightful, and articulate way. My brothers and I are very fortunate to have witnessed the endless stories of his early years. Some crazy things he's done when he was young. They were interesting and sometimes controversial, from family history, politics, and his views on life. Eating at the dinner table was always a roundtable discussion about Philippine politics, sports, and the latest gossip or chismes in the Filipino-Canadian community, or the next delicious dish or restaurant he had discovered. We grew up in a home that always welcomed people from all walks of life, whether it was to simply drink with my dad until the wee hours of the morning to engage in endless conversations about the world, singing to the tunes of the Beatles, or indulge in all kinds of food. A pairing of a nice cold beer with crispy pork belly or lechon. They were all memorable. Where else will you find a politician, a priest, or maybe even a gangster, all in one table drinking and indulging in my dad's cooking? Kalyos, kare-kare, pata, beef bulalo, and many more. Papa, we are going to miss coming home to the smell of menudo, kare-kare, sinigang, kalyos, and fried lapu-lapu, to name a few. My dad spoiled us when it came to food. Our fridge and stomachs were never empty, and he made sure of that. Even from making baon or our lunches for school when we were young, even up to the days when he was still able to cook. He made sure we had a Tupperware container with our names on it so that we would get our fair share of his cooking. Because oftentimes, one of the siblings will take the wrong container and one of us would have been left with the wrong container, only to find out that it had some strange-looking unknown food that he was probably marinating or preparing for the next meal the next day. Sometimes my siblings and I would be looking to eat out somewhere. Meanwhile, his relatives and friends would be so excited to come to the house just to eat his latest dish. The best restaurant, after all, was right under our noses. My parents are the most social and inviting people we know. Coming home to the house, we always looked forward to talking about what they did on the weekend, whether it was a social function or a trip to their house of worship to pay respects to Cleopatra, or better known as False View Casino, or whoever they had at the house for a social gathering. We always enjoyed listening to what their conversations were with their friends and daily conversations about what's trending or any breaking news that is happening in the community. My parents shared the same passion for many things, Philippine culture, politics, and they were both very involved in the Filipino-Canadian community, well-respected and considered leaders by many. He treated life how the best journalists would approach their stories, impartial, unbiased, from all angles and considering both sides from each person's perspective. Despite the difficult year he had trying to overcome his health issues, he continued to persevere, remained resilient and optimistic, and stayed positive. It was very hard seeing him struggle through his health issues, especially when he started to lose his appetite, but he continued to try to eat and enjoy in what little amount of food he can take. When he lost his energy to cook, he would delegate his family to cook on his behalf, teaching his tricks of the trade. We found ourselves in his favorite grocery stores where you would find rare and hard-to-find ingredients and food delicacies. Butter from France, sardines from Portugal, Serrano ham from Spain, not just any ham, but Iberico ham. It was then we realized how much love and effort he put in satisfying his family's and friends' taste buds. He really did cook passionately and from his heart. When he lost his ability to eat his favorite dishes that his family and friends would make, especially just for him, and that he was always so proud of, he made sure that we could eat on his behalf. He would tell us, Aris, Lek, or Anagaile, Shrina, Rico, Lamia, try this, your tita or tito, and so made it. It's really good, my God. My dad really did cook from the heart. Despite the past year and even up to the last few weeks or days that his health continued to deteriorate, Papa fought tirelessly until the very end, refusing to give up without trying. He wanted to eat, drink, and get up. He wanted to continue to talk to us. Even in his most difficult times, he did not let his sickness break his spirit or take away the qualities that we've all come to love him. He saved many jokes and one-liners to make us laugh or tell us how much he's loved us. I remember our Tito Gas telling us a story that happened recently, and I'm not sure exactly what he was talking about with my dad, but it was something in the tune of him going to heaven when he passes away, and my dad whispered to Tito Gas, "Sama ka?" Or, "Do you want to come?" Papa was the kind of person to be able to break the somber mood in a way only someone like him could. It was perfectly my dad. My dad loved his family and friends, and his roll call is extended to friends as well, was done through my mom. Rest assured, if you're getting a call or a text from my mom, most often than not, he was hired by my dad to check its schedule and availability, because truly spending time with his loved ones is what completed him. This was his element, feeding our brain with stories and jokes, our stomach with cooking, and most of all, filling our hearts with so much love. Earlier, someone said if you give my dad lemons, he would make lemonade. I don't think he would. While many of us agreed, the journalist, full-time comedian in him would instead probably say, "Lemonade, what is that? There's people here, we might as well make bistic." But then one of us would have to go to Vesco or grocery or Shongtai so he can make us lapu-lapu or kare-kare. He knew his time was limited, so he wanted to spend every single moment we could with him until the last few days, up to the night before he passed. He told us, "Ayos lang, I am okay now. I just want to sleep. I just want to rest." Papa, we hope you now are at peace and resting and no longer in pain. Thank you for fighting and making sure that even in our darkest days we experienced this past year, you did everything possible to fill it with love and laughter. We hope to continue your legacy and hope that we all take a piece of your humor and positivity and vibrancy. Papa, you truly are a really dedicated father and husband, brother, lolo, a best friend, a drinking buddy, a historian, a journalist, and truly the kindest person we know. Thank you. We hope that we have made you proud and that we have been as kind to you as you have been to us. We miss you and we love you.
Very good.